By the way,
All
where's
set.
Ken?
All set. Chairman, you
Okay.
can go.
All right, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the February 11th, 2021 Planning Board Public Meeting. Please note that this meeting will be conducted virtually. All members, staff, and consultants will be participating remotely. The public will be given opportunity to participate remotely through the advertised Zoom link or optional phone number identified in the public meeting notice. Members of the public should use the raise hand feature in Zoom or press *9 if participating by telephone to indicate you would like to be recognized to speak. Meeting and application documents have been made available on the Township's Civic Clerk website in accordance with the public meeting notice. Applicants will be presenting remotely and will identify themselves before testifying. With that, please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag
of the United
United
States
States
of
of
America,
America,
and
to
to
the
the
republic
republic
which
which
stands
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
and
justice
liberty
for all.
and justice for all.
Please be advised this meeting has been duly advertised according to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, otherwise known as the Sunshine Law. Notice of the 2021 annual meeting schedule has been provided to the officially designated newspapers, the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex, and posted to the Township's website. Additional notice has been provided to communicate that this meeting is being conducted according to the governor's executive orders and pursuant to Public Law 2020, C-11, which allows for meetings to be conducted electronically and pursuant to the local finance notices recently established by the state of New Jersey. First up is Ken hashtag.
Fred, yeah, Fred, is everybody in?
Yes, that I see. There's one phone number I don't know, and I don't see hashtag or let's see, who else are we missing?
All right, we don't see
I don't
Ken.
see
John Ciccarelli's not,
Mr.
Mr. Ciccarelli's
hashtag.
not coming tonight.
Okay,
not
so
coming,
Mr. Hashtag is the only one.
Right.
All right. Why don't we do a roll call?
Yep, roll call, please.
Okay, Mr. Ciccarelli, absent. Mr. Wagner,
Here.
Mr. Peason,
Here.
Mr. Santa Romita,
Here.
Mr. Scobo.
Here.
Mr. Hestag. Okay, Mr. Emick,
Here.
Mr. Delcor,
Here.
Mr. Lapani,
Here.
Mr. Julian,
Here.
Chairman Sirachi,
Here,
Mr. Maskey,
Here.
Mr. Bernstein,
Here,
Mr. Euro is not here.
He was excused tonight.
Okay, it'll be, and Mr. Kinsler,
Here.
and I am here.
you sure?
that's good.
We'll talk about that later.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask for a motion to, I'm trying to think of the phrase. Move the order of items on the agenda for this evening and deal with the application before you.
Excuse me, Mr. Bernstein, I just want to make note. I think, is this Mr. Hashtag? Ken, is that you?
He's on mute, sir.
Yes, probably him.
I think he said he was having trouble getting off of mute.
Ken, are you there? Mr. Hashtag?
Just Ken.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. He'll chime in when he can.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so Mr. Bernstein's asked for a motion to bring forward the application section of our meeting. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Scobo.
Okay, is there a second?
Second, Santa Romita.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
All right, Mr. Chairman, what is now before you is the continuation of application JSM at Hillsborough LLC, file number 20-PB-09-MSPV. Block 155.01, Lot 66 and Lot 67, formerly known as Block 155, Lot 66 and 67, 390 Route 206, and vacant land Andrea Avenue. The applicant is seeking a preliminary and final major site plan approval, C bulk variances and waivers to merge lots 66 and 67 to construct a new mixed-use development consisting of 3-story, 118-unit multifamily building to the rear of the lot 66 portion and renovate 2 existing commercial buildings and construct a drive-through restaurant on the front portion of the property lot 67 portion with associated parking, lighting, landscaping, utilities, stormwater improvements on property in the mixed-use inclusionary overlay district within the GA Gateway A and ASD Architectural and Site Design Overlays District. I believe appearing this evening for the applicant is Douglas Wolfson, Esquire, the applicant's counsel, who has a request.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein, for being so characteristically accommodating and gracious. Thank you, Mr.
Go
Chairman.
back to your wife, that'll teach her.
She's the one that wants to be in Florida. So anyway, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you very much for accommodating me and flipping me to the top of the agenda. We had requested of Ms. Paget and Mr. Bernstein earlier this evening via phone call and email the fact that we were having some difficulties with witness availability, and we want to deal with the plans a little bit more consistent with the questions raised by council as well as board members and Mr. Maskey. So as a result of that, we would request that we be carried to the March 11 meeting so that we can continue to upgrade and finesse the plans in a way that we hope you will find accommodating and appropriate for your and to your liking. So our request is on the record so that if you were to grant that and carry us, Mr. Chairman, to the March 11 meeting, that would obviate the need for us to have to send out more new certifieds and publish again. We would appreciate that. I understand from our conversations, I think with Mr. Bernstein, the time within which the board is required to act is, I think, April 1.
March 1.
I'm sorry, March 1. So to the extent that that is so, on the record, we consent to an adjournment of the time within which the board is required to act to whatever time, Eric, you think is appropriate. April 1?
April 30th.
April 30th is fine with us. Do you need me to respond to
We,
an email? Do you-
the planning office will, through Ms. Paget, will send your office a document which will ask you to sign to grant the extension you're agreeing to this evening on behalf of your
So on
client.
the record, we agreed to April 30th. And certainly we will sign the form to that effect as soon as I get it from Ms. Paget and email it back. I appreciate the board's indulgence in this request.
Mr. Chairman, as long as we have Mr. Wolfson, do any members of the board have any issues they would like him to take back with him and to his client? You got off easy, Doug.
Or everyone forgot to take themselves off mute.
Oh, by the way, we do have transcripts from the last. Did you get them, Eric or Dave?
I think I've got them.
You don't have the transcripts, let me know.
Tina, you did them, then I have them.
Okay.
We may not have paid Tina's bill, but we thank you. I'll talk to the boss, but we will take care of it. So
Pay the bill. We have to make sure we have the transcripts at the next meeting as well.
okay.
But if anybody needs a copy, I have.
Does everybody? I believe a parking study just came in. Was that correct, Dave?
I haven't seen it.
Or somebody mentioned to me a parking study, a recent
There
parking.
wasn't a parking study, there was some new parking plans that were submitted.
Sorry.
by-
Right, there's
Right.
further revisions we need to make to follow up on the board's comments, Mr. Maskey's comments, et cetera. Listen, we heard what the board was saying about the parking situation. And while we're dealing with a difficult site, because it's pre-existing locations of buildings, there certainly were and are things that we can do and we continue to do to try to increase the parking availability and make sure the traffic circulation is up to snuff. Those are among the things that we're still looking at. So we appreciate that. And if there's anything else, Eric, just send me an email or give me a buzz. And if we have the month that we're talking about, we should be able to accommodate any of those questions.
I would just urge the counselor to remind your client that any submissions be done 10 days prior to our date of meeting, so we don't have any issues.
Yeah, we're aware of that. We'll do the best we can, and this adjournment will help.
Thank you.
This requires a motion, Mr. Chairman.
So may I have a motion to carry this application to March 11th, to the March 11th meeting without notice, and also, I guess, well, obviously we will accept the extension to April 30th.
So moved, Peason.
Second, Scobo.
Okay, do we need to do a roll call or?
Let's do a roll call. Gotta give Tina something to do.
All right, roll call. Well, before we roll call, because I see Mr. Hashtag isn't here.
We'll swear him in after.
Okay,
He's talking, but I can't hear him. Okay, Mr. Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Peason,
Yes.
Mr. Santa Romita,
Yes.
Mr. Scobo,
Yes.
Mr. Emick,
Yes.
Mr. Delcor,
Yes.
Mr. Lapani,
Yes.
Mr. Julian,
Yes.
Mr. Sirachi.
yes.
Mr. Wilson, enjoy the evening,
much.
enjoy the weekend.
Dave, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you in a month. And
Thank
Tina,
you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now that we see we see Mr. Hashtag. It's good to see him for a change.
Hi, everybody.
Can you
Bye.
speak, Ken?
No,
Fred?
We're not hearing him. Mr. Hashtag, if you have your phone, you could call in on the number and at least we could see you and you could talk through the phone if you'd like to try that.
Or come
You're
back
down on the
again.
lower left, your microphone might not be working. Oh, it looks like we just lost him.
Yeah, no, I think he's on
Oh.
his phone, and so I think he took the video off to make the
Oh,
call.
he just took the video off.
What's the problem with these IT people?
He's got to be on his phone unless he's turning his laptop that way.
Sideways.
So, yeah.
And I think,
Yeah, these
If
IT
Ron
people
could
need
be
to
on
be
the
at
Zoom,
everybody's
anybody
house.
could be on the Zoom.
Ron's doing one of those horror reality shows with that.
Yeah, he's in sepia right now. You know, he's.
I don't think I've ever seen a color like that.
Wait till
except for
next
guys who go looking for ghost hunters.
I think Ron's a hologram, actually.
Yeah. He's not officially here. Just looks like him.
All right, we have Russ and totally, and Kurt. Nobody lets Kurt out of the car.
Yeah.
Well, he's on a stakeout. I mean, you gotta understand that.
He's probably out front of Ron's house.
Kurt's not allowed to get out of the car.
Well, while we're waiting, David, we have anything to talk about for next
Yes, we
meeting?
have a request for an extension of the time of decision for the Green Care Farms Brisket subdivision. There's no request for a specific date, but they would like to consent to the extension of the time of decision to May 28th.
Are they
Okay.
planning on coming in, or
They're planning on coming in, but they don't have a date for us yet.
for those of you who recall, I think we granted them a subdivision, but they haven't come in for the main
No, they still have to get the subdivision approved.
approval.
Yeah.
I couldn't recall,
They
sorry.
went to the Environmental Commission and there were some comments.
And
Yes,
Mr. Julian beat on them, and that was the end of it, so.
yep. So the board would just need to consent to their request to extend the time of decision to May 28th.
Need a
I'll make
motion?
that motion.
Hey, David, do
Yes.
they need to renotice? Because wasn't
They
there
will,
a
yes,
neighbor or two?
They will,
Okay.
when they pick it, when the date's chosen, they will have to renotice, yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I'll make a motion.
And time of decision to, what'd you say, April 28th, David?
May 28th.
May 28th.
Second.
Do we need a roll call? Can we just,
Mhm.
okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Peason,
Yes.
Mr. Santa Romita,
Yes.
Mr. Scobo,
Yes.
Mr. Delcor,
Yes.
Mr. Lapani,
Yes.
Mr. Julian,
Yes.
Mr. Sirachi,
Yes.
Mr.
Okay,
Hashtag's not around. Okay,
we did not
Yeah,
get
he didn't
back.
come back.
all right.
All right, so we will go
Let
back.
me see if this is Mr. Hashtag now.
Oh, yeah, someone just popped in. But I think they, That number was there before.
I know, they went out and came back though, so I'm wondering if it's him. Ken, Mr. Hashtag, is that you on the phone now?
You're on mute.
Can you unmute yourself?
*9.
If that's not you,
I think
okay.
that's Deborah.
No, that's Deborah's the
No,
other one.
Deborah is 0077.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
put
sorry,
let's
keep
put
going.
Deborah's
Let's keep
number
going.
out there, okay.
How do you know that, Rob?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay,
Mr.
Carl,
Chairman, what do we
just
got?
while we're waiting, if we are, just so the board knows, the next meeting is February 25th. The return of campus, one more time. Followed closely by March 4th with the CP East Brunswick application returning. And as we just did earlier, March 11th, the JSM return. So it's February 25th, March 4th, and
So I'm
March 11th.
I'm gonna patch you in.
I think we're gonna get really high tech here. I think Frank's gonna hold the phone to his computer speaker.
Okay, go ahead.
You got Ken on the phone?
Yep.
All right. You want
Hey,
to
let's- say something, Ken, so we know it's you.
Yeah, Ken Hestag is here.
Okay, Ken. Pretend like you're raising your right hand.
It's raised.
I state your name,
I, Ken Hestag,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the government established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
I do further solemnly swear
and that I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of regular member,
of the office of regular member,
seat 9,
seat 9
of the Hillsborough Township Planning Board,
of the Hillsborough Township Planning Board,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Ken.
Welcome back, Ken. While
Thank
you
you,
were
Mr.
away,
Delcor.
we did appoint you secretary for this year.
Yay, thank you. It's an honor.
You gotta show up and sign some papers occasionally.
I was already over there today.
The nice part, I think this is the longest it's taken me to swear members in my entire career.
Yeah, 3 meetings.
Mr. Maskey, do you have anything else for the board?
That's it for tonight.
All right.
Mr. Chairman?
So looking through here, I do not see anything else on the agenda for consideration. So, but I do.
Fred, is there anybody out
We have
there?
one person
Yes.
out in cyberspace, so I will open it up to business from the floor for matters not on the agenda. If there's anything you would like to address this board that's not on this evening's agenda, please virtually raise your hand.
I think we're good.
I think we are good, so I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Sandra Ramita.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 We are adjourned.
Tina, you got the short meeting, man. You drew it
Have a
right.
good evening, guys. Hey, Mr. Delcor, thank you again
Everybody,
for
welcome
getting
back,
Ken.
Congratulations to all. and
Keep
Tina,
that rosary coming.